Rain offense is always a solid team choice, and this team that features Kingdra and Scizor, which are two rare Pokemon used in Regulation F, did extremely well in the recent global challenge. We're going to be trying out this Rain offensive team and seeing how well it can perform. This Rain team placed 141st place in the recent global challenge. We have Politoed and Kingdra, a really strong duo, and it has the option for Perish Song, which is why you run Politoed over the Pelipper. If you're able to get really quick knockouts, you can clean up the endgame with a Perish Song, or if you're struggling to finish off certain bulky Pokemon like Porygon 2, you could go for that Perish Song by targeting the things around it and then Perish Songing in the end. And the Kingdra is able to take advantage of the helping hand from Politoed to fire off really strong rain boosted Muddy Waters under that Swift Swim, which boosts its speed, Draco Meteors, and Hurricanes to hit the grass types like the Wellspring Ogerpon, Rillaboom, and the Munguses out there. It's also nice being a dragon type because you are neutral to Thunderclap instead of being hit super effectively by it, which is a huge plus. Partnering with this team, you have the Choice Band Scizor, able to punish Flutter Mane, which is a big deal for Kingdra with the Bullet Punch, U-Turn, able to pivot for multiple things like more Fake Out support from Incineroar or Rillaboom, or potentially the Politoed getting the Rain Setter. This one running close combat for a lot of heavy damage, and Terra Dark is a really interesting option on the Scizor, and I think this is to help out against Xianpao and Urshifu Dark with the Wicked Blows and Sucker Punches, but being a neutral typing to a lot of different options, which is also pretty nice because Scizor has pretty good bulk. Iron Head just so you can actually hit Flutter Mane if they have like something like a Farigiraf, for instance, or a way to block priority. The Rillaboom, this one running the Grassy Surge Miracle Seed, just a more offensive one with Wood Hammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, and Protect as the last move. This to help out against Indeedee, Psychic Terrain, which is of course really nice because you have the Politoed to help out against the Torkoal, and then you have the Grassy Surge to help out against the Psychic type attacks from those Trick Room setters. Incineroar is just a classic because you have Fake Out support, you have Intimidate support, Knock Off to get rid of Assault Vests, Parting Shots to help lower the damage output, and Reposition, especially for Perish. Just a no-brainer. It's always a really powerful option. This one running the Aya Papa Berry, or just the recovery in general. And finally, the Choice Specs Raging Bolt that's able to do a massive amount of damage. With Thunderclap as priority, you have Volt Switch because you can pivot around. As I said before, you have a lot of options with the Parting Shot, the U-Turn, and the Volt Switch. Just being able to reposition every time. Draco Meteors and Thunders in the rain, 100% accurate Thunders, just able to dish out so much damage. And Thunderclap, of course, for the priority. This one running Terra Grass, so you are able to ignore Amoonguses. And this team has a lot of options with the priority options from the Scizor, the Rillaboom, and the Raging Bolt. Two of those really strong, powerful priority moves. And maybe pick up a knockout, or you could pair it up with the Kingdra, where maybe the Muddy Water, Draco Meteor, Hurricane isn't enough, but with a priority move, it is able to pick up the knockout, as Kingdra able to outspeed, but with that priority, quick damage into a knockout before the opponent can attack. You have a really offensive team in mind. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Regieleki, Tornadus, Xianpao, Shifu, Dragapult, and Farigiraf. a very offensive team. Granted, we also have a very offensive team. This one gonna be tough. I'll say that much. Definitely gonna be tough. Because I don't think Rain Mode is that good here, because I'm boosting the power of their Shifu, and that's really not good. I think my best play is probably just to lead Incineroar plus the Dragapult or the Raging Bolt, because this covers like Incineroar kind of helps out against the Dragapult plus Xianpao lead, while Raging Bolt helps out against the Urshifu, which I think is pretty solid. It intimidates pretty valuable here, and then I think I bring Scizor and Rillaboom in the back. I want Rillaboom to press as a switch into Surging Strikes if they lead Urshifu, so I can switch out my Incineroar comfortably. And then Scizor, I think Bullet Punch is actually pretty threatening against the... One, Bullet Punch is always threatening against Xianpao, but also like against the Dragapult, it could actually matter quite a bit. I don't think it's going to be Terra Dragon, probably Terra Ghost, Terra Blast. But yeah, this is a very offensive team. I wanted to Farigiraf's Imprison on this because it's a really like Eleki, Tailwind, and then Dragapult, one of the fastest Pokemon in the format. So let's see what we can manage. But I do think that we have good tools. It just really depends on how we play around. Okay, Tornage Dragapult leading is fine. Against Raging Bolt and Incineroar. So Dragon Dart shouldn't knock out either of my Pokemon. Even if you're choice banded, I don't believe so. I think I'm just going to go for a knockoff in a Dragapult, and I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch in a Torn. Because you can't pick up a knockout. As long as you're not picking up knockouts, that's a really big deal. So unless they have some move that I'm really not expecting here, I should be pretty safe. Unless they also have a surprise Terra, like Terra Dragon, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to Volt Switch and we're going to knock off. We're going to see Torn Protect, which makes sense. All right. Ooh, double protect. All right. So they were scouting. They're not choice banded. Also, good to confirm on that. So I wonder what... Is it Life Orb? I guess it's Life Orb Dragapult. If it's Life Orb Dragapult, that's less damage that they could do into my Raging Bolt. I guess if they have Disable, it's really awkward. But maybe they have Disable? But I don't feel like this team would be one that does. And even if they Disable, they can't stop both Pokemon getting not threatened by a knockout here, because Volt Switch is still going to threaten knockout, reposition if they disable the Incineroar, for instance, and if they disable the Volt Switch, knock off taking the Pult unless you have a defensive Terra. Now I'm kind of curious if it's Terra Steel on the Pult, just because, I mean, I don't think it should be. I think Terra Ghost makes way more sense offensively. They could go for like Phantom Force, but they Phantom Force. I guess they could Phantom Force the Incineroar. Ooh, wait, Dragon Claw, what? Okay. And they just go for Bleak Wind and miss. They miss my Bolt. Incineroar able to tank it just fine. Literally, Incineroar is mainly here for the Pult. So if I can get rid of the Pult, I'm in a great spot. I get rid of Torn. And I think the Dragapult's going down with it. So really interesting decisions. But it works out perfectly well for me. Okay. We'll bring out... Who do I want to bring out? Scizor or Rillaboom? Probably Rillaboom. Because I can force a Terror on the... I can force a Terror on the... On Xianpao or the... Or Shifu. So knockoff going to come out of Dragapult. Why is the game going by so slow? Okay. Goodbye, Dragapult. Alright, looks like it's normal now. And... Alright, what's the rest gonna come out to? I'd probably like to protect Rillaboom to scout for protect Urshifu. If it's Xianpao, because I feel like it's a Xianpao in the back. Oh, it's Dark Urshifu and Farigiraf. Okay. Which... I guess makes things a lot harder. But I still don't mind this too much. I'm just gonna Flare Blitz the Urshifu. And Rillaboom... Just gonna go for a... I go for the Woodhammer, I suppose? Not really too worried about a Farigiraf, and I don't expect to protect on the Urshifu. We're gonna see a Terra from the Incineroar, or from my opponent's probably Urshifu. No, it's Farigiraf. Okay. Paranormal. Oh, are they going for Hyper Voice? I don't think you can knock out my Rillaboom in time, though. Wicked Blow gonna come out into the Rillaboom. Yeah, it's not choice banded. Oh, wait, they're fast Farigiraf. Oh, that's a clutch Incineroar survival. A little bit unfortunate that we did... Well, I think the... I don't know if the crit mattered. I mean, it didn't do that much damage to Incineroar, but still. Okay. I'm gonna get Flare Blitz off to break a sash on the Urshifu, which is pretty important. Okay. Scizor, I think, should take one combo, right? I would like to go Scizor, I think. Yeah, I think Scizor is always a play. Close combat, the Farigiraf and Flare Blitz, the Urshifu always makes sense to me. Should I Terra Dark? The thing is, wait, I didn't get intimidated off an Urshifu, so close combat is technically stronger than Wicked Blow by like a few power points, because Wicked Blow crit 1.5, but it's still a bit weaker than close. close combat on a Scizor, so I never want to go for Terra Dark, so I'm close combating to Farigiraf. Yeah. And if they protect, yeah, they just lose. So I do target down to Farigiraf correctly, and I should be able to win off this. They go for the Hyper Voice, probably to chip away to Scizor because they're hoping for Hyper Voice, Wicked Blow, close combat. Actually, that Hyper Voice is just doing a lot, so maybe I went down to Wicked Blow or close combat? That's hard to say. I guess I probably should have went into Raging Bolt, but the thing about Raging Bolt is they could make this protect Hyper Voice play, and I don't think I had too much for it. So yeah, luckily close combat going to be able to finish off the Farigiraf. Oh no, Scizor has pretty decent defense, so I might actually just be able to live Wicked Blow close combat. And not after the defense drop, no way. But I think I would have been that it would have been tough to call, but I still think I would have been. I think I would live again. Tough call though. Tough call. Urshifu is strong, but Scizor has decent defense, so I think I would have been able to hang on. Now I can go for a Choice Specs Volt Switch so I don't miss in close combat to the Urshifu. We're gonna close combat. Scizor gonna pick up the knockout. Surprised it didn't Wicked Blow there because I don't see a reason why you wouldn't Wicked Blow. But either way, this is a Choice Specs Volt Switch. This should knock out the Urshifu. And if not, CC crits would be like the only out there. But yeah, Urshifu falls. Whew, all right. Got dicey, even though I got an amazing second turn, like I really did. It's still scary. I was not expecting it to be darker Shifu. I thought it'd be water Shifu because I thought their team was really, really weak to Incineroar without it. I guess that's why they had to go for the Dragon Pulse or Dragon Claw into Incineroar, because otherwise, yeah, it would have been kind of awkward for them. But was able to get, I guess, like after that strong start, as long as I was able to get like one more KO, I was able to seal it. And yeah. Gouging Fire, Magnezone, Galarian Zapdos, Dragonite, Sinistcha, and Ting-Lu. What a crazy team, but let's see how we're going to perform here. Galarian Zapdos has been picking up quite a bit in the meta recently, especially with the global challenges. A flying fighting coverage, which is pretty good, scares away Intimidate. One of his Choice Scarf that underspeeds the Galarian or the Gouging Fire by 1 point. That could definitely be a factor. Trying to figure out about what my best strategy is. I do like Politoed quite a bit. I do like the Kingdra. Kingdra can definitely threaten a lot of damage. I am scared about the Dragonite, but then again, I don't think it's probably a Choice Band Terra Normal E-Speed. Might be one of those Scale Shot Dragonites that's been picking up recently. That's been used in a few Global Challenge teams. Trying to figure out what the back is. It's a bit tricky because yeah, I like rain mode, but I just don't know what I exactly like as the last couple. Incineroar probably can perform well. I like Scizor. I like Scizor a lot. I like Raging Bolt too. Raging Bolt's not bad. I do have to watch out for Ting-Lu, but I do have a lot of Pokemon that can hit it for a lot of damage. Incineroar is like, it really does not do anything other than intimidate the Ting-Lu and Gouging Fire. And I'm not like too scared of the Gouging Fire because Kingdra can threaten Gouging Fire, which is pretty powerful here. Let's see. It's probably multi-scale Dragonite is the only concern, so I can't immediately get the knockout. Scizor, I think, is pretty good for Bullet Punch cleaning up other than Magnezone. And it could U-turn around. We'll figure it out as we go along. We're going to see Magnezone and Sinistcha lead. Okay, so they predicted my rain mode most likely. I do lead the Kingdra plus the Politoed. Is it analytic Magnezone? That's my question. I could go for a big powerful Hurricane right off the bat into the Sinistcha, pick up the knockout. The only problems, which isn't too bad unless they Terra. Although Sinistcha doesn't usually. Would this be Trick Room? I kind of want to fire off a Helping Hand Hurricane into the Sinistcha turn 1. Let's see. I want to, unless they Terra immediately, which I'd be surprised, because I could go for like a Helping Hand Muddy Water and that would destroy them. We're gonna see a Terra though. Is this actually the Sinistcha Terraing? No, it's a Magnezone. Okay, Terra Electric. Oh, Terra Water. Okay, so they were trying to resist the Muddy Waters. It was coming out perfect. This could be Protect Sinistcha. We'll find out this upcoming turn, I suppose. But we will helping hand with our Politoed into the Kingdra for a Hurricane, and it looks like we are going to land one. Perfect. Into the Sinisha. Sinisha goes down. No Trick Room can go up. If it is Trick Room, let's see what the Magnet Zone accomplishes. Is Thunderbolt into which slot? And are you Analytic or are you a something else? Thunderbolt. That's a lot of damage. That might be Analytic, or that's like life over specs. Okay. So we trade here, but it's not too bad. Raging Bolt's in a really good position because the Magnet Zone is now weak to the Raging Bolt. So I will bring out Raging Bolt. It's in a good spot. Dragonite. Yeah, Dragonite's not too surprising. Okay. This is okay, I think, though. I would probably just like to get a... Do you want to Protect, or do I want to Muddy Water? I think they're always targeting the Raging Bolt. I would probably just like to Muddy Water and go for the Terra and Volt Switch out the Magnet Zone. Because I want to Muddy Water to break multi-scale on the Dragonite. And I really want to avoid taking a Scale Shot, because that might knock out my Raging Bolt. So I'm going to go for the Terra Grass here. They'd have to do something crazy like well, they can't Terra Flying Terra Blast. Aerial Ace is not going to KO. I don't think Choice Band Aerial Ace would. And that's an insane read, first of all. So let's go for the Terra Grass. We're going to see Ice Spinner. Okay, so it technically covers both, which is fair. Perfect. I'm able to tank it. Volt Switch going to come out. Magnet Zone goes down. No Sturdy. I think it might have actually been the Analytic. I really do. Goodbye, Magnet Zone. And we bring out the Scizor. I can't tell if that's Choice Band Dragonite or not. I feel like it's still probably the loaded dice option, but yeah, we'll bring out our Scizor. Now, we could go for Perish Song endgame, but it really depends on the last Pokemon. Muddy Water. Breaks the multi-scale. Nice. That's really, really good. Accuracy drop is also pretty strong. All right. Muddy Water didn't do that much damage, though. We're going to see the Galarian Zapdos. Okay. Perish Song is too slow. I can't stall this out effectively. I think I'd rather go for Helping Hand Bullet Punches. So I'm going to go for Helping Hand Bullet Punch, and I'm going to target down the Dragonite, I think. I think so, because Helping Hand Bullet Punch is not knocking out either of these Pokemon regardless. And I could still Thunderclap the Galarian Zapdos. I don't think it's Banded Dragonites. The Ice Spinner I feel like should have done more. So it's probably Assault Vest, which means it can change up its moves. So it's better for me to target down the Dragonite. If it was like Choice Lock, then I could Perish Song in the endgame if I get rid of the Galarian Zapdos. We're going to see Brave Bird actually in a Politoed. Alright, perfect. We're able to take that extremely well. Let's see what the move of choice from the Dragonite is. Aerial Ace. Okay, yeah. It's not Choice Band, so yeah, as we suspected. Probably Assault Vest then, which means I could probably just get a free Muddy Water and Bullet Punch off. It looks like they're not going to be able to get rid of the Scizor in time. If the Dragonite is Protect, like if it's a Scale Shot set, then like the Galarian Zapdos can only pick up a knockout onto one, potentially. They can't knock out the Scizor unless they crit, probably. And I guess like crit into Muddy Water Miss, sure. That's probably like the only way I think I'd lose, but I think I'd probably live in E-Speed at the range I'm at. And I think it was Assault Vest just based on the fact that the Muddy Water, even with the multi-scale, it's still Muddy Water and Rain. So I think it was Assault Vest. That was my initial impression. Ooh, Sun versus Rain. Porygon 2, Torkoal, Entei, Raging, or Roaring Moon, Walking Wake, and Fluttermane. I don't know why I was saying Raging Bolt. That definitely was not the case. This is a scary team, and this is tough. Because they have a Fluttermane, which is actually pretty difficult. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky matchup. I don't really like Raging Bolt here. We're victim to Draco Meteors. Although it switches into Torkoal really well. I think Rillaboom is 100% staying behind. I don't need it. I think my plan for Porygon, which is an annoying Pokemon for me to handle. I guess I can knock off the Porygon, so I don't need Perish, but I'm bringing Politoed anyway, and I'd rather rely on the Perish to secure the win there. I think Kingdra's a good lead because it can make some really interesting mind games for my opponent, whether I switch into Politoed or not. I think Scizor plus Kingdra are really good because at least I can threaten Bullet Punch on Flutter Mane, Incineroar in the back, and I think Politoed. Because I think Incineroar is needed as a pivot. Because I don't want to use Politoed as my only pivot. Otherwise, like if Politoed takes heavy damage early on, really awkward. I would really, really like Raging Bolt, but I just don't think I can. I think I need the Intimidate for the Roaring Moon, which I don't know what item it is because you want to assume it's not Booster Energy, which is the common one. I'm not expecting any Booster Energies on this team with Sun. So it could be Clear Amulet like those ones we've seen in the past. We're going to see Walking Wake and a Porygon lead, which Walking Wake's a weird Pokemon here. It's faster than Kingdra and can hit the Incineroar. All right, how do I want to approach this? I think my best play here is... I mean, the safe play here would just be to protect the King. I could go on the offensive and Draco Meteor the Walking Wake and switch into Politoed. It gets a little bit awkward if they Terra. So I think I want to scout for it. I think I'm going to protect Kingdra and just go Incineroar. It covers a Flamethrower. It covers a Torkoal switch and like a Draco Meteor. Because I think this Porygon most likely is slower than my Scizor, which means that the Torkoal would get in last. So because Porygon would switch out last. Okay, we're going to see Walking Wake Protect, which is actually excellent for me. All right. So we confirmed the Walking Wake's faster than the Kingdra. We're going to see a Tri Attack immediately. Okay, so they were just going for damage in the Kingdra. Okay, beautiful. I feel like Flutter Mane's such a safe switch for them. Like, actually. The Walking Wake is a huge threat, so I kind of have to... I think I'm having to call whether they're switching to Flutter Mane or attacking. If they're attacking, I have to attack and fake out. I think it's Torkoal in the bag. I just don't know if it's Flutter Mane. You know what? I'm going to Draco Meteor. I'm going to fake out. If it is Flutter Mane, we can play around it the next turn. Okay, nice. They actually stay in, which is really, really good for me because Wake is actually one of the biggest threats. I can't switch into that Mon safely because it has way too much good coverage. We are able to knock out the Walking Wake, which is absolutely huge for me. Getting rid of Wake is very, very good. No more Hydro Steams, no more Flamethrowers I have to worry about. Tri Attack does a lot of damage. Thankfully, no secondary status, so Kingdra still has some use. Okay, good start. If we get one more knockout, we're in a really strong position. All right. Roaring Moon coming up. I'm gonna protect. I'm gonna go into Scizor for the Incineroar. I mean, this is a weird spot. I have no idea what you're going for with. I don't know. This Roaring Moon set, I have no clue on what to expect here. Could be Earthquake, Terra Ground. And again, if they go for that, they would have to get the booster energy from the Torkoal. And then they might not even KO Incineroar, but they would also be vulnerable to Politoed. Actually, no, I'm going to Parting Shot the Porygon and Protect. Let's scout from what they're going to do. If they're Dragon Dance Clear Amulet, I'm in such a bad position. Oh, no. Well, we'll find out the rest coming up. They try attack the Kingdra. Makes sense. Gonna get a Parting Shot off into the Porygon. Lower that special attack so it's doing less damage on this on any Tri Attacks coming up. Are you Terrifier? That's my big question. I'm going with Scizor because I don't expect Flutter Mane to be the last. I think it has to be the... Unless it's Terra Blast. Are you really Dragon Dance Terra Blast? I just don't think you would be. I'm going in Incineroar for an Intimidate if it's not Clear Amulet. I don't think it's Acrobatics though. So I don't know what set this is on the Roaring Moon. I'm trying to figure out if I should Close Combat or U-turn out. I think I would want to Close Combat more. Yeah, I want Close Combat for the damage. Let's see. What item are you? Are you Clear Amulet? Because I feel like Clear Amulet makes so much sense here. Yep, it is Clear Amulet. Okay. That's for Protect. Okay, nice. I can fake out Close Combat the next turn. I'm guessing they're just going for Try Attack and Incineroar to finish it off. Okay. That's a really, really good start. Okay. That was a decent chunk. We get to fake out and Close Combat. If this is Terra Ghost, oh my goodness. If this is Terra Ghost, my mind is going to be blown. But we are faking out Close Combating the Roaring Moon. We've been pivoting out pretty well. Let me just say, because I'm used to like the only Roaring Moons I really remember on the Sun teams were one, the Terra Ground set, and the other one being like a surprise. We're going to see a swap out into Torkoal, which, all right, that's fine. Because I get pretty good damage into Torkoal. I get a fake out, I get a Close Combat. Choice Band Close Combat does a lot. Yeah. All right. And Try Attack again. Okay. Wait, hold on. They crit. That's a really bad crit. Are they going to double out here is my question. Are they doubling out? I feel like my Steel Terrors are useless in this game. My Steel Terrors are useless in this game. I don't know if they're going to double out the Torkoal expecting a switch. I could double up the Torkoal to pick up the knockout. It could Protect, which is fine. I'm going to Parting Shot out the Porygon and I'm going to Close Combat the Torkoal. Because Roaring Moon, I'm never letting in for free. And if they Protect, it's fine. I get a free switch to Politoed. And then they're in a still really bad spot because I can still go for Close Combat plus Muddy Water. So we're going to go for Terra Dark. And Close Combat the Torkoal. Are you Berry? The only reason I didn't double up Torkoal was in case it was some random Berry. Okay, it's not. Wait. Did we Speed Tie? Have we just been Speed Tying this entire game? Thankfully, they did not get the KO because if they did, that actually was a disaster for me. Parting Shot into Porygon. That could have been disastrous. I thought... Oh, I guess I faked out, so I guess I never did confirm the speed tiers, right? Unless we actually do Speed Tie. But I am going Politoed. Okay. Yawn. Okay. Do I want to... I really just want a Muddy Water Close Combat, but they could Protect, I suppose. I mean, I Muddy Water here always. Do they switch out? Do they Protect? I kind of want to Close Combat the Torkoal, but Incineroar is probably just a safer play. Just Muddy Watering. I really want to Close Combat, but if they Protect Torkoal, it makes a lot of sense. And then they do the switch the following turn. So let's go Incineroar. Okay. Ah, I could have Close Combat at the Roaring Moon. Shoot. I wasn't sure if they were going to switch this turn or next turn because I felt like both made a lot of sense. Okay. At least I get damage on the Roaring Moon. Muddy Water. Decent damage. Accuracy drop. Okay. Try Attack. Ooh, we take a miss there. We definitely take the miss. Okay. Back into Scizor. Quick fake out into the Roaring Moon. We're trying to set up our Parasong endgame. Is Incineroar as helpful for the Parasong endgame, or is Kingdra? Because Kingdra does have an option to Protect. It's really going to come down to like what move this this Roaring Moon has. We're back into Scizor. We don't have a Fire weakness anymore, which is really good. Fire Attack. All right. I don't know what their Terra is. I just don't think it's flying. Unless they're Terra Blast, they're flying. I really want to Close Combat. I'm gonna close combat the Roy Moon, and I'm just gonna go Politoed. This Politoed's healthy to where it should be able to take attacks just fine. They can't really get in Torkoal super safely because I can pick up a knockout unless they finally switch out Porygon. And if they switch out Porygon, they could. I just want to make sure this isn't like Protect, Tri Attack, knocks out my Incineroar. We're finally going to see a Terra though. Okay. From the Roy Moon, what Terra are you? Terra Ground. Okay, so they did have some kind of Terra Ground Earthquake. Okay, I'm not too surprised. Okay. Stomping Tantrum into the Scizor. That did so much damage. I missed a knockout actually on the Roy Moon. That's actually not good. Oh, but they try attack the Politoed. I thought they were going to double up Scizor. They're going to come. That's bad. That's really bad. I had to get try attacked status sometime. This should still be pretty okay. This is not great. I'm going Incineroar and I'm just going to go for Muddy Water. What is that Roy Moon? I was so surprised to Stomping Tantrum because I was -1 after this close combat. Yeah, that was a neutral Stomping Tantrum. That's a lot of damage. Went for the Muddy Water. Oh, we saw the Clear Amulet earlier too. I'm just surprised Stomping Tantrum did that much. Oh well. Going on Incineroar. Because I might as well sack it off here. They're probably... I don't think they're going Torkoal. We'll see. Oh, they Protect. Okay. Wait, that's actually really good for me because I can bullet... They don't know I'm Choice Banded, I guess. Politoed's still frozen. That's okay. Go for the Tri Attack to knock out the Scizor. Perfect. Alright. Rain stops. I get to go Scizor. I have to Bullet Punch the Roaring Moon. Okay, I think I see the... I mean, I don't know if I win the end game. That's a problem, actually. Do I Bullet Punch here? Or do I U-turn? I want to read Roaring Moon switching out to Torkoal. And them taking a knockout into my Scizor with Tri Attack. Because if I Bullet Punch you, and it's Kingdra Politoed, I think that makes sense to me. I think I'd rather U-turn because I feel like Roaring Moon's a win con for them. Okay, thank goodness I got this read right. All right, perfect. So I get to keep Bullet Punch Strep, but also I get Kingdra in under rain. And I think having Kingdra under rain helps seal this up anyway because I can actually smack the Roaring Moon with either Kingdra or I could smack it with Politoed. Okay. So bring out the Kingdra. U-turn coming out into the Torkoal. Pick up the knockout. Beautiful. Played a bit aggressive there, but I think I had to. I think like just Roaring Moon made so much sense because Torkoal was just always threatened by priority moves. It doesn't do enough damage to my water types. I wish that I was under the sun when the Tri Attack happened though, because you know, not having a frozen Politoed would have been nice here. They're gonna Tri Attack the Scizor slot probably. Oh, they targeted the Poly. Yeah, they did. Okay, and they missed. So I guess like Bullet Punch would have still been pretty good here. Okay, Roaring Moon comes in. This is probably Protect and them going to go for the... I'm going to try to wake up and get the Perish off, and I'm going to protect the Kingdra. I have a feeling they're going to protect Roaring Moon and just go for a Tri Attack in the Kingdra to hope for the knockout. Oh, they went for aggressive knockoff. I guess they're just hoping for a Muddy Water miss drop at this point. If I get Perish Song off, I win. Okay? Tri Attack. This is where it gets dicey. Dang, we've intimidated this Porygon for so long. I don't think I could Perish Song. I don't think I could afford the Perish Song win. I think I have to Muddy Water. Sky Hurricane. The thing is, I think I ran a Muddy Water because if they protect the Roy Moon this turn, I need to damage into Porygon. Yeah, I'm gonna just double Muddy Water. They protect, makes sense. Come on, Politoed, unfall, please. Unfall, please. I need the damage to build up a Porygon or I could lose the recover stall. Oh, that does some good damage. Another accuracy drop. Okay, okay, okay. We're definitely not living the Tri Attack after the Life Orb hit. We're still frozen. Tri Attack. Okay. Okay. It's not over yet. We get another turn though. I should go for a double. So I could Draco Meteor. But that still relies on hitting a move into the Porygon anyway. I think I'm just gonna go for a Hurricane. Okay. They were reading me, I think, to read the double and go for the target into the Porygon, or they were just hoping for the Muddy Water miss at that point. So they played aggressive and I'm able to get rid of the Roy Moon. Okay. And then I should win the game with Scizor because I should outspeed the Porygon and get close combat off. We have been frozen many turns, but we've got enough RNG to balance it out. Ice Beam, Tri Attack, Trick Room, probably Recover is the last. If they didn't have Recover, they lost the game because Muddy... Assuming that I hit all my Muddy Waters, but... Scizor gonna come in, finish off the game into the Porygon. Oh, too close for comfort. Too close for comfort. I am faster, right? I'm gonna double check. My Scizor is very fast. Yeah, I should be way faster than the Porygon. We go for Muddy Water. We're gonna go for close combat. Goodbye, Porygon. The Weather Wars are always something, huh? I guess I could have doubled up the Torkoal and won the game, or if I close combat red, but I felt like a Protect also made a lot of sense, so maybe a few aggressive calls I could have made. I think if Politoed wasn't frozen, the game was a lot easier, but luckily the Muddy Water accuracy drops kind of helped, you know, make up for it. Too close for comfort though. All right, let's go over the games. In game one, a quick lead up 4-2 on my opponent's side, but the Terranormal Ferrograph was scarier than I anticipated, especially because it was faster than my Rillaboom. Got the Protect potential call right from the Urshifu, and the Scizor was able to one-shot with a close combat onto the Terranormal Ferrograph to seal the victory. In game 2, a decent start as I denied Trick Room and was able to eliminate the Sinistcha in trade of my Kingdra. With the Terra on my opponent's Magnezone, it became vulnerable to my Raging Bolt as I was able to apply more damage pressure than my opponent with Specs Raging Bolt and Choice Band Scizor. In game 3, a Nail Biter set as even eliminating the Walking Wake was difficult, but I had to find a way to threaten the Roy Moon that couldn't be slowed down with its Clear Amulet. The U-turn call ended up helping make a huge difference onto the knockout and Torkoal, while the Muddy Water accuracy drops on the Porygon 2 made up for the freeze and several inactive turns on my Politoed. This team is really cool. I always love using really offensive rain teams, and this one has a lot of strong power that you're just able to go for really powerful priority moves, or Kingdra, which is able to do quite a bit of heavy damage. If you would like to try out the team, the rent a code hopefully is still available, but it is on your screen, and you can check out the details of the team and the creator down below in the description. But of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.